What is up, you guys? This is Menak here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Get Certified. In this video lesson, we are going to talk about local data types, and so we are going to continue from where we left off in the last video. So before I start, get right into it. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, Get Certified, and just don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. So right, let's get right into it. So we are going to talk about local data types in this video. So basically, local data types are defined inside the ABAP program and are visible to that program only. You can use predefined local data types or global types to define them within the program. So yeah, we use the types basically to declare. We are going to see the syntax after some time. So the type name can be up to 30 characters and can use either letters, digits, and underscores. So let's directly have a look on how to declare a local data type using the type statement. So there you go. So let's use the types. Let's use character. Let's use character 1. Let's declare it of type C. Let's give it a length 8. Right, so let's go to the next and let's declare another. Let's use num. Let's use the type out here, and let's use the length 6. So there you go. So basically, I hope you get an idea on how to declare the local data types using the types keyword. The complex types consist of a sequence of elementary data types, complex data types, or reference types. You can also use ABAP dictionary objects such as data elements, structures, tables, and components of structures or tables to define the individual component of the complex type. Complex data types consist of structure types and table types. Structure types can be made up of components of any data types. The components of the structure data type can be a sequence of related elementary data types, complex data types, or reference data types. Depending on the type of component, the structure type can be either a flat structure, a nested structure, or a deep nested structure. Well, let me just jot down these points so that you can grasp. So you can use a flat structure, or a nested structure, or a deep nested structure, or a deep nested. There you go. So a flat structure type contains a fixed length component, whereas a nested structure type contains a substructure within the structure type, that is components that are not elementary. Remember, a flat structure can also be nested. A structure type is called deep structure. Deep when it contains an internal table or variable length component. The individual component of the structure accessed within the program by using hyphen, like basically between the structure name and the component. So um, let's have a look at an example just to let's code in the debug. Let's code in the ABAP editor so that it's much easier to have a look at the different keywords. So let's use the types. So let's have a look how to define the structure data type in an ABAP program. So let's use the begin of. Say we declare an address. Alright, so that's the begin of statement, and let's write the end of. There you go, not end with, it's end of our structure name, which is address, and there you go. End of is actually together. No, it is. So basically, is it a comma? There you go. Sorry. So this should be a comma, and let's have a first name of type C, and say of length 20. Let's use last name of type C again, and of length 20. Okay, so there you go. So this should be come on, I'm sorry. Instead of because this is one structure, so you do not give an indentation. Indentation would mean that an end of a structure. So yeah, it's my bad. So let's length. Let's use 30. So there you go. This is just to give an example. I hope you get the idea of how to use a structure and data type. You can also use a types definition to declare the data object and then access the individual components in the program to assign a value. Let's have a look how to do that. So well, let's have a look. Say let's use the data. Let's use the data, and then let's give an address of type which we defined right here. So address, right, and then let's say address. So this is how you would assign a ADDRS. There you go. So we would use the first name and say let's say Bob, which is the standard Alex and Bob example which we use in almost all standard programming language example. So there you go, last name without a space, and let's say the last name is Johnson, and looks like address ADT. There you go, that's Johnson, and we used a street. So let's see ADDRS. Okay, ADDRS, and then let's use a street as 1, 2, 3, and say Adam Street. All right, so let's put a full stop, and let's well, okay. Okay, so this should be. So this we are declaring data statement. So instead of there you go, I'm like always confused between yeah, that's correct. So you need to use an indentation because these are individual data declaration statement. This is one single structured data type. So let's do it ADDR, and let's see the first name. Let's use ADDR. Let's use RS. Yes, we missed the S right here. So let's see. Let's use the last name, and let's use ADDRS, and let's use a street. There you go. So if we execute, let's comment this thing. Whoops. Let's comment this thing up, and let's go ahead and run this code. Let's see if it works correct. There you go. Let's activate the program. Let's execute. So there you go. So that's our first name Bob, and that's our last name Johnson, and the 1, 2, 3 items is this address, street address which we put. So basically you saw the syntax to access individual components of the structured data type. Well, let us have a look into another code, and let's see if I can if I'm able to explain a nested structure type, which is a nested structure type locally in our report. All right, so let's let's skip this. All right, no, hold on. Let's start a new code. Okay, to avoid the confusion. All right, so types. let's use a begin of structure 1. Alright, so let's use field of type 1, type I. Alright, so let's next take another structure. Let's use another begin of structure, say 2. Let's call it structure 2. Let's use field 2, and let's declare it of type character. Right, let's use another field of 3 of field 3. Let's declare this as type integer, and let's close up the structure. So end of, there you go, end of structure 2, there you go. And let's end up structure 1 too, so end of struct 1, there you go, struct 1, I guess. Perfect. So this should begin in comma. Perfect. So let's use another types statement just to give you an example. So this as you can see, this is a nested structure. So this is how you would define a nested structure. And the table type consists of any number of lines of the same data type, and are used to describe internal tables. Let us talk now about table type. So remember that the table type can have an elementary data type or a complex data type. The local table for the ABAP program is called an internal table. So basically how you would define table type definition, let's have a look. So you would use the types keyword again. Let's use the begin of say flight info. So let's take an example of the flight info. It's like used huge number of times in ABAP standard explanations. So let's use a carrier ID as carrier ID, and then let's use the carrier name. That would be type SCARRNAME, and so on and so forth. Let's add just another let's add a flight time just to give let's use the flight data system date, if you remember the system variables, and let's just close this up. So end of the structure name is flight info, there you go, and it misses just a comma right here, there you go. It makes it perfect. And this is how you would define your table definition. So say an I tab, it's an internal table, so type, let's use sorted table of our table, which is info flight, which is of flight info, and with our unique key, which would be unique with our unique key as carrier ID. So this is how you would define this program statement define the table type as I tab, which is our internal table with a line type of structure info, flight info, and a unique key of structure component name. Alright, so in the next video tutorial, I'm gonna show you a quick example of mesh. Basically mesh are special structures, the components of which are internal tables. We are gonna see a small code on how to do it, and then we are going to continue with global data types, and finally with the data object visibility. So that's all for this video, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share with your friends, and see you in the next one, guys.